Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Yarboy Nabil, and today we're diving headfirst into a cauldron of spooky stories and creepy legends, Asian folklore style. Buckle up because things are about to get seriously spooky. Welcome to our spine-chilling journey through Asia's most famous ghostly legends and folklore. We're talking vengeful spirits, hopping vampires and masked phantoms. The kind of stuff that'll make you sleep with the lights on. In this video, we'll explore the eerie tales of spirits that haunt the lands of Japan, China and Thailand. From ancient grudges to restless souls, we're uncovering the stories that have chilled generations to the bone.
Their master's tomb even in death, becoming symbols of loyalty and honor. So, the next time you're wandering around Japan, maybe after watching The Ring, just remember, if you see a floating figure in a white kimono, don't assume it's just a laundry blowing in the wind. It might be a yurei with a score to settle.
Alright, let's hop over, pun intended, to China, where we encounter a creature that's a little more mobile than our legless friends in Japan. Meet the Zhangshi, also known as the hopping vampire. And yes, you read that right, hopping. Now, if you're picturing a suave, sophisticated Dracula in a silk robe, sipping cocktails and seducing victims, you're way off. The Zhangshi is about as far from glamorous as you can get. Imagine a stiff, corpse-like figure with greenish-white skin, long, sharp claws, and eyes that glow red with an insatiable hunger. Basically, your worst nightmare after a bad takeout order. So, how does one become a hopping vampire, you ask? Well, it's not as simple as getting bitten by a sparkly vampire in a teen romance novel. Sometimes it's a case of bad timing, dying far from home, having your soul tampered with, or even just having a powerful storm disrupt your burial. Other times, it's straight-up necromancy, with sorcerers using dark magic to reanimate corpses for their own nefarious purposes. But here's where the hopping comes in. See, Zhangshi are stiff, like really stiff, rigor mortis on steroids. They can't bend their limbs, so to get around, they have to hop. And let me tell you, there's nothing more terrifying than the sound of thump, thump, thump getting closer in the dead of night, knowing a hungry zhongshi is on your trail. But what do these hopping horrors want? It's simple, Qi, your life force. They're like that friend who's always borrowing money but never seems to have any of their own. They drain your Qi, leaving you weak and vulnerable, which, spoiler alert, is never a good thing when you're dealing with the undead. Now, the zhongshi might seem like a purely terrifying figure, but there's a strange sort of logic to them. They represent this fear of the unknown, the unsettling idea that death might not be the end, and the importance of proper burial rituals in Chinese culture. After all, nobody wants to come back as a hopping vampire just because they forgot to leave out the right offerings for the afterlife, right? And just like with the Yurei, there are ways to deal with these hopping horrors. Taoist priests armed with talismans, mirrors to reflect their evil gaze, and sometimes even sticky rice, because apparently everyone has a weakness, are said to be able to subdue these creatures. It's like a whole supernatural martial arts movie waiting to happen. So the next time you're enjoying some delicious Chinese food, hopefully not your last meal, just remember the zhongshi, a stark reminder that sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves.
Okay, folks, we've had our fair share of vengeful spirits and hopping vampires. So, let's lighten the mood a bit with a trip to Thailand, where we'll encounter the Phai Ta Khan, the party ghosts. That's right, you heard me correctly. Party ghosts. Now, before you picture a bunch of ghosts doing the Macarena in white sheets, let's set the scene. Every year, in the Dan Sai district of northeastern Thailand, the Phai Ta Khan festival takes place. A vibrant, colorful celebration of life, death, and everything in between. And at the heart of this festival are the Phai Ta Khan themselves, mischievous spirits who love a good time. Imagine this. Brightly colored, oversized masks with long phallic noses painted with mischievous grins, bulging eyes, and adorned with bells and trinkets. They're like the life of the after party, dancing through the streets, shaking their hips, and generally causing a ruckus. The origins of the Phai Ta Khan festival are shrouded in legend, as all good ghost stories are. One popular tale connects it to the Buddha's past life, where a celebration upon his return from a long journey was so joyous that even the dead rose from their graves to join the party. Talk about a wild night out. But beyond the revelry, the Phai Ta Khan represents something deeper. They're a reminder of the cycle of life and death, a celebration of fertility and abundance, and a way to confront fears with laughter and a healthy dose of mischief. It's like a giant, colorful middle finger to the darkness, a way of saying, hey, death might be inevitable, but we're gonna have a damn good time while we're here. The festival itself is a sight to behold. Locals and visitors alike don brightly colored costumes, often with phallic symbols. Hey, fertility is a big part of the celebration and parade through the streets alongside the Phai Ta Khan. There's music, dancing, traditional performances, and of course, plenty of food and drink. It's like Mardi Gras meets Day of the Dead, with a dash of Southeast Asian flair thrown in for good measure. But the Phai Ta Khan aren't just about partying. They're also tricksters, known for playing pranks on unsuspecting villagers. So, if you ever find yourself at the Phai Ta Khan festival, and you definitely should watch out for those mischievous spirits, they might just try to steal your hat, splash you with water, or lead you on a wild goose chase through the streets. The Phai Ta Khan festival is a testament to the human spirit's ability to find joy and celebration even in the face of death. It's a reminder that life is short, laughter is precious, and sometimes the best way to deal with our fears is to dance with them.
Well, there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the world of Asian ghost lore. From vengeful spirits to hopping vampires and party ghosts, we've covered it all. We've journeyed through ancient tales, explored cultural beliefs, and maybe even scared ourselves a little along the way. Thanks for joining us on this ghostly adventure. If you enjoyed learning about these spirits, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more supernatural stories from around the world. Share your own ghost stories in the comments below and let us know which legend you found the most chilling. Until next time, stay spooky.